We took out the motorcycle today. Rough Riders. Psych? You'll never catch me in no motorcycle. You stupid? That's like one of those things that like, monkey see, monkey do. You don't gotta be a monkey too. That's one of those things. Monkey see, monkey do. You don't gotta be a monkey too. You know, like, money is the root of all evil. Money is the root of all evil. You know, like, so many things that don't make any type of sense. But people just say them. Monkey see, monkey do. You don't gotta be a monkey too. That's what I say. Hi. You'll never, ever, ever, ever catch me on no motorcycle. Oh no, three-wheeler. Boy, you won't even catch me on a convertible. Man, you won't catch me in no Ferrari, no Lamborghini. You could give me that shit for free. I'll trade it in the next day. You'll catch me in a Beamer. That Beamer right there, that Beamer coupe with the top, I like that. I don't even like Beamers though. You'll catch me in a Camaro. You'll catch me in that new Corvette. My shit gotta have the motor in the front. I could win a Tesla. You could give me a Tesla for free. I ain't driving that. I ain't driving nothing with a hole in the front, my nigga. That shit don't make no type of sense. Like the Ferrari. No, some Ferraris got the motor in the front. Most of them actually. That's why I prefer Ferrari over Lamborghini. Lamborghini's got the motor in the back. I ain't driving nothing 150 miles an hour with a hole in the front. That shit don't make no type of sense. We're gonna get to all the good shit in a minute. We're gonna get to all the good shit in a minute. Sneeko got snuck. Got his shit cracked. Got his tooth knocked out. Boom! They cracked the Islam out of him. They knocked the Islam out of him. Yo, let me tell you, we're gonna get to like, you know, the top 5. This is like one of those top 5. You know what I mean? Top 5 shits not to do in 2026. Hashtag no lie. We're gonna get to that in a minute. We'll get to that in a minute. But you know, I saw the motorcycle, and you know how my videos be, mad impromptu, you know what I mean, mad live, you know what I mean? We really outside. So you know how my videos be, so I figured, you know, I got a story about motorcycles, as a matter of fact. Let me tell you that story. This is one of those videos, you know what I mean? Just walk with me. You know what I mean? We're having a nice day in the park. Just walk with me, just walk with me. When I was like, around 17, I remember I was still in high school, or I was like just out of high school, like the summer after high school, right? I got a job at a pizzeria, and that pizzeria had been there for a long time, right? I'm not gonna give out the name, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna put people on blast like that, but you know, in Jersey, there's mad pizzerias, and well-established pizzerias. That pizzeria had been there for at least like all my life. Since I was a little boy, that pizzeria had been there. So I got a job there, right? The old man, you know, like the real Italian pizzerias, the old man runs it, the old man's there, you know what I mean? The mama, the daddy, the wife, the whole family there, right? So he had a son, right? And me and the son used to work. Man, I wasn't there more than like, maybe 6 months, right? So the summer rolls around, you know, the summer starts getting nice and bright, and the son was like maybe I think like 2 years older than me. You know what I mean? Like, but not too much. Maybe a year, 2 years older than me. We used to work. He was teaching me how to make the pizza, how to wash the dishes, you know what I mean? How to prepare the foods in the back, how to cut the peppers, onions, all that good stuff, right? Well, when the summer ran around, when the summer came around, he got a motorcycle. This is like back in like 1997, 98, and one of those years, right? 99, before the 2000s, way before the 2000s. 90, even 95, I don't remember exactly, you know what I'm saying? But 90, if I start to think about it, I will remember, but it was like one of those summers, like either the summer of like my last year in high school, or the summer after. You know what I mean? It was around that time, right? As a matter of fact, I haven't even thought about this until I saw that motorcycle today. Until I saw that motorcycle and I thought about the intro, you know what I mean? I'm gonna film the motorcycle, I'm gonna talk about I got the motorcycle, you know what I mean? And then I'm gonna like diss it, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I don't really plan my whole videos, but I do plan some parts of it, right? Like, we got a whole video to talk about baby mamas. We gotta talk about, you know what I mean, playing on the phone, zombie niggas on the iPhone. We got a whole planned out video. But this is just a long intro, you know what I mean? This is just a long intro, you feel me? So we're gonna give you a story, right? So I'm working with this guy, right? The son of the owner. I'm working there for maybe 6 months or so, and the summer rolls around and he gets a motorcycle. This is like back in the mid-90s to late 90s, right? When motorcycles, around that DMX era, you know what I'm saying? When motorcycles become like hot, right? Actually, it was about 2-3 years before DMX. You know what I mean? Like bikes, when DMX came out with the whole bike shit, that shit was already in the streets. Like people were already, you know what I mean, into the bikes, right? So he gets a motorcycle. Let me tell you, long story short, within 3 weeks, within a month of this guy getting a motorcycle, boom! He maxed up and he passed away. He maxed it up. You know, there ain't no second chances on a motorcycle, boy. That's what I learned my first lesson. I learned a lot of lessons back in the day, like when I was young, you know what I'm saying? The whole lock the doors, stay paranoid, don't trust no niggas, don't trust nobody. All that shit I learned when I was young. You know what I mean? Because like I said in my last video, I had two guys, two of my homies, Osmani and Raul, rest in peace, that got stuck up and killed in Brick City when I was like in high school. You know what I'm saying? That's like those are the first people that like I really knew, like in real life, not like, you know, movie stars and all that stupid shit that you don't really, you know what I mean? But real niggas that you really know, right? Those are the first two people that I really knew that passed away, that got murked. They went to the spot, go pick up something, you know what I mean? Click, 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 click. Two niggas went up, you know what I mean, to your windows. Sometimes they stick you up and just take your shit. Sometimes they stick you up, take your shit, and take your life. You know what I mean? So there's no witnesses. That's how street niggas be. That's how real shit be, right? But back to the story, right? This must have been like the third guy that like I knew in real life that passed away, right? And when you're young and you never really, you know what I mean? Even my grandparents were still alive at that time, right? When you're young and you never really met nobody that really, like in your real life, that really passed away, you know what I'm saying? All you seeing is shit on the TV and this is and that shit don't affect you the same way. So, after about a month of having the motorcycle, boom, gets in a car accident and he passed away. The family was devastated. I stayed working there for maybe another 6 months, you know what I'm saying? The father wouldn't come in all the time. The mother wouldn't come in all the time. They couldn't take care of the business. They were just devastated. I stayed working there for another 6 months or so, and maybe more than 6 months, maybe another 8 months. They stayed open maybe a year after that, right? And then eventually he put it out for business, for sale, and he closed. You know what I mean? But the lesson to be learned there is, don't ever fucks with the motorcycles, son. There ain't no second chance with the motorcycles at all. It's a one-hitter quitter like Deontay Wilder. Anything, and sometimes they don't even have to be an accident. A car don't even have to hit you. You don't even have to hit a car. You could be riding around at like, you know, something normal, like 40, 50 miles an hour. You're on a motorcycle. This shit got a motor. This is not a bicycle. You know what I'm saying? 40, 50 miles an hour in a car don't feel like nothing. And it don't feel like nothing on a motorcycle either, right? You could be riding around even at 40 miles an hour on some slow shit, 35. And you hit the pothole. You hit a pothole that you didn't see because of a shadow, because of a, you know what I mean? It's kind of dark. early in the morning, for whatever reason, you hit a pothole, or you hit something slippery, you know, a puddle that got a little bit of too much oil in there. You know what I'm saying? You hit a little oil spill. Have you seen the tires on motorcycles? They're not like cars. They're like real. They don't got no type of grip. They're like round and shit. You hit the wrong pothole. You hit a crack in the road. You hit a little tiny oil spill. You hit a little bit of orange juice that somebody dropped. You know what I'm saying? Pew! Boom! You're going right into a fucking wall. That shit is no type of joke, son. I don't know, you know, it's monkey see, monkey do. You know, what I say, you don't gotta be a monkey too. But you know how niggas be. Niggas is like that. Monkey see, monkey do. Oh yes, I wanna be a monkey too. And risk my fucking life. Talking about motorcycles. I got another one, right? I got another one for you. This one's like, this nigga I went to school with. You know what I mean? This was like about 6-7 years ago. Not too far away. Let me take a little break. Home. Let me take a little break, homie. I need my waters. Let me take a little break over here. There we go. Let me get you right. There we go. So, let me talk to you real quick. Now, come to think about this, you know, because years go by and you be busy and work and this and that, so you start forgetting shit, right? But now, I remember that story because it was the first one, the pizza guy, you know what I mean? The pizza son. But now that I come to think about it, another one of my homies, I ain't gonna put his name out there or nothing, you know what I mean? But like this nigga I chill with, he wasn't like, I can't say that he was like my homie. He was like my boy's homie. You know what I'm saying? He was like my boy's homie, right? But he used to come along all the time on the trips to New York City. You know what I mean? To the Tunnel, to Twilo, to Robots. These are all clubs that used to be in a, you know what I mean, in New York City back in the 90s, early 2000s, right? And maybe about 6-7 years ago, right? He was already like, you know, late 30s, 40s, right? I'm just scrolling on my news feed and I see his face with rest in peace, right? You know, I go into the comment section, you know what I mean? You know how you open up the comment section and see what happened, this and that, whatever. And somebody mentioned the same thing. And I already knew from, you know, seeing his pictures from like the years before, the days before, the months before, that he liked motorcycles, you know what I'm saying? And somebody comment, you know, through the comment section, you could pretty much tell what happened, right? He passed away. As a matter of fact, facts. You see this highway right here? You see this highway? Maybe you don't see it, you know what I mean? See that highway right there? It's a highway, right? Maybe it was like maybe this light or that light. But one of these two lights right there. Boom! Right into a fucking truck. Or the truck went into him, I don't know, you know what I mean? But a car accident. That's the thing with motorcycles. There's no second chance, homie. You could bash up a truck, you get into a car accident in that Suburban, you know what I mean? Or that Sierra, or that Ford F-150, the Dodge Ram. That's another reason why I always say, go get the truck, nigga. Stay safe, because you could always buy another vehicle. You could always buy more gas, you know what I mean? I never cared about no fuel economy. And before that, I had one of them boats. Before the trucks, I had like one of them, you know, the Lincolns and the Crown Victorias. I always had big shits because I had Hondas too. I had Hondas, BMWs, I had all them shits, right? But my last time that I had a small import, boom, I was in a car accident and I survived and all, but I was mad shook. And I was like, I'm never getting one of these small shits ever again. I need a whole lot of metal. You know what I mean? But let me continue the story, right? So, this was like one of my homies' homie, right? And about 6-7 years ago, I see on the newsfeed that he passed away. Right here, right on that highway right there. Around the same time, you know what I mean? The spring hits, the summer hits, niggas start pulling out the motorcycles, just like you saw that motorcycle in the beginning of the video. And niggas don't think. They think, oh no, I know how to ride. No, 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 I'm gonna be careful. I'm gonna be slow. I know how to ride. You know what I mean? Just like Paul Walker. Remember Paul Walker from, like, you know, Fast and the Furious? You know, niggas is the same way with exotic vehicles, with no motor in the front. Do you know a lot of those exotic vehicles have the motor's in the back? You open up the front, it's a trunk. My nigga, you hit anything, you have no type of metal to block anything. You know what I mean? That shit happens all the time. Happens to Paul Walker, it happened to my homies. You gotta be real, real careful with the driving, son. You know what I say? Always, always ride like the presidents. You don't see the president in a Tesla. You don't see the president in a Toyota or the Honda or the Hyundai or BMW or the Benz. What do you see the president in? You see the president in a big ass fucking bulletproof Suburban in a big ass Tahoe. What I drive. You know what I mean? That's what you see. You see the president in some big ass truck with big ass tires in case of ice, in case of water, in case of broke niggas running up, in case of, you know, BLM trying to run up on your shit. Boom! Boy, size matters. And I thought, what was I gonna say? I realized that a long time ago. Let me finish up the video. This video is long enough. I'm gonna start a whole other video, you know what I mean, with the baby mamas. You know what I mean? We gotta talk about the baby mamas. We gotta talk about the iPhone detox. You need a detox from the iPhone, dun. Let me tell you, you need a detox. But I learned that a long time ago. I figured that, I'm like, hold up. The most important person in America, the president, what's he riding around? Hold up, I don't gotta be a genius to figure this one out. What's he riding around? What's his safety measures? I'm like, all my life I've been seeing Bush, Clinton, Obama, Trump. All these niggas in some big ass fucking Suburban. They're not in a Ferrari. They're not in the Lamborghini. They're not in the Tesla, the Toyota. They're in the big, massive Suburban. They're telling you to conserve energy. Fuel economy. They tell you about the fuel economy, but they're not with the fuel economy. They're with the big ass tank for the safety. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm gonna have some common sense, son. I'm gonna have some common sense. Hashtag no lie. And that's why I tell you about the common sense. Go get that $3,000 Suburban. Yo, my shit $3,000, son. I paid $3,000 for my shit like 10 years ago. I got 250,000 miles on that shit. I made thousands and thousands, and we don't even gotta get into that. We don't gotta get into that, you know what I mean? But that shit has made me, like crazy amounts of money, son. Till this day. Then I got another truck. And before that I had a Yukon. And before that I had the Escalade. And before that I had the Cheyenne. But they're all the same shit. Just different models, you know what I mean? Some got 2 doors, some got 4 doors, some got 6 doors, you know what I mean? But it's all the same V8. The same big block. The same Chevy, GMC, Ford, Dodge. You know I like the Chevy, you know what I mean? I'm a Chevy man, you know what I'm saying? I like the Chevys, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I mean? If you could only afford the Ford, get that Ford F-150. You know what I'm saying? And another thing with these vehicles is that they're easy to fix. As a matter of fact, I just fixed my pickup. I just fixed my shit the other day. That shit was mad easy. I had to change a couple wires and the battery, you know what I mean? It was like maybe it was about $200, the whole thing. You know what I mean? Right outside. Got all my tools, you know, I got all my tools, bought all the tools. It did take me a while though. It took me like 2.5, maybe 3 hours, because I had to take it, you know what I mean? You know, I'm not a professional mechanic. I got the tools, but you know what I mean? You gotta be careful. You gotta put all the screws back in the right place so you don't fucking misplace them where they go back. You know what I mean? You gotta be careful with it. You know, you don't wanna smash up your finger, you know what I'm saying? So I did take my time, but I had to change a couple wires and change the battery. But to get to the battery, you know, these new cars, the newer they are, the more complicated they are, right? In the Suburban, all you gotta do is just pop the wire on the battery and just take the battery out. There's nothing blocking the battery. With the pickup, there's a big bar across this, and there's another clip on the bottom. You gotta get the ratchet. You gotta get the long ratchet, get the clip out at the bottom that, you know, stops the battery from moving. You know what I mean? But whatever. This video is about safety, nigga. Protect your life. Hashtag no lie. I'm gonna make a whole other video. I'm gonna leave this one alone with the whole motorcycle story. You know what I mean? That's a rest in peace to my niggas. They ain't know no better, you know what I mean? Cause you know, monkey see, monkey do. And niggas think like, I'm gonna be safe. I'm gonna rise slow. I'm only gonna take it out when it's not raining. But it's not like that, my nigga. It's not like that with the motorcycles, bro. It's not like that with the sports cars either, let me tell you. It's bad enough that, you know what I mean, it don't even gotta be your driving. You don't have to make the mistake. Somebody else can make the mistake. But your car is so small and you don't got no metal around you, you don't got enough metal around you to protect you. And you know what I mean? It's not always your fault. Many times it's not your fault. Many times it's somebody else's fault. Boy, you need that metal around. You need some common sense, let me tell you, up in the streets. You need a whole lot of metal, son. You better be aware. You better put down the blunt, put down the Henny. You better be soberini all the day, 24/7. That's another reason why I don't drink and I don't smoke. Boy, I be paranoid, my nigga. I'm trying to stay alive. Hashtag no lie.